Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be talking about the difference between a 1K a month setter all the way to a 5K plus a month setter, 6K a month, 7K a month. You know, in this game, as I said, and I preach on this channel many times, there is a cap to setting. It's not the be all end all, but you want to maximize the progress that you make during their time as a setter, and then as you move on to a closer, etc. And you want to squeeze as much juice out of the lemon that you have as possible. And here are just the key differences that I've seen personally from the guys who have been in setting, and they're only making around 1 to 1.5K, you know, the base level entry, and they've been in it for a while, all the way to the absolute killers, you know, even sometimes even pushing 10, 20K months, all right? So let's get into this. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I have to stress, if you want to learn directly one-on-one from me, there is only one spot left for this month, okay? So get in quick, spots are filling up. The clients have gotten amazing results in such short periods of time. You can check them out on my Instagram, which is in the link below. But other than that, if you're interested, link below to apply, and let's get straight into it. So the first difference that I've seen, and I'm going to start off with something that is super actionable, something that you can actually implement right this second, today, moving forward. And it's a mindset. It's mindset and it's action. And what it is basically is, it is just replying to your messages quicker, okay? It sounds easier than it actually is. It sounds so easy. Just reply to your messages quicker. And it is easy. It doesn't have to be hard. But there's so many times, and I've made this mistake, and I still make this mistake sometimes. I'll let the messages pile up in the inbox 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. You gotta realize, guys, there's this principle, and it's something that I've learned, is that the longer you leave the message, the colder the lead is gonna get. Imagine if I was interested in someone's program, and I was interested in another program. Let's say we have person A, person B. Person A responds almost instantly or within a couple minutes, and then person B, for example, they take days to reply. So again, this is something that I've made a mistake of doing, but they take days and days to reply. Who do you think is going to get the sale? Who do you think is going to book me in for a meeting? It's going to be person A, obviously, right? Simply because they just made the one simple shift to reply quicker to their messages. I don't care how many messages you get. I don't care how flooded your inbox is, even if it's not flooded. Just reply to your messages as soon as possible, because the longer you wait for a lead, or the longer you wait to reply back to your lead, the colder and colder you're going to get. I got this from my old sales manager on an old offer I was on. He said this, and he also said how, you know, there's competitors like you, there's people selling the same thing as you, and what they could go and do, the longer you leave to reply to the messages, they're going to go and see one of your competitors' stories, one of your competitors' posts, whatever it is, and then because they reply quicker to you, so this goes back to my earlier example, that because they reply quicker to you, then they're more likely to get them on the call and close, and then they're just not gonna go. And then they're gonna come back to you and say, "Oh, sorry, I went with another mentorship program." All right. So first thing, just reply to your messages as quickly as you can. There's no such thing as replying too early. Like, you can reply as soon as possible. So that's the first thing, and it's so easy to implement. Just go ahead and do it. The second thing is they work their ass off. Super super obvious, but it's easier said than done, right? You just need to work your ass off. There was a setter that was doing close to 10K, if not 10K months, and there's also setters on the same team, on the same offer. Again, referring back to my old offer, there were setters in there putting in like close to 10K months, and there was one guy who's a top setter. He's from India, by the way, so there's nothing stopping you. Like, no, I'm not saying that because you're from India, you're limited. That's not what I'm saying. It's just anyone can do this. Anyone in the team could have done this. He just worked his ass off, and he was in the DMs 24/7. He was replying quickly to messages, etc. And then there'll be other guys on the team who would struggle to break that 1 to 2K a month mark. Okay, this guy just worked his ass off. He was on his laptop 24/7. He was replying to DMs. He stuck to the framework. He did what worked at a bigger and bigger scale. And the craziest thing is he didn't stop there. Every single month he'd pile on more and more. He'd be making more and more consistently every single month. And then there was another guy that joined on my old team, on my old setting offer. He just joined, and then 2 months in, he was like second or third place as a top setter. Okay, these guys all work hard. They reply to their messages as soon as possible, and it's just a matter of drive and hard work. Setting is pretty easy if you know what you're doing, if you have the right frameworks and the right teachings, which I have on my YouTube. But ultimately, you gotta grind. Okay, there's no exception with sales, with your own business, with email marketing, whatever you choose to do. The person who works hard is going to be on the upper hand, and There's no limitations as to whether you can work harder or not. So that's the second thing. Third thing is mindset. So if you believe that you can make 10k months as a setter, then it's gonna happen. If you feel like it's genuinely easy and you actually truly believe that it's super easy to get the monthly targets, the targets that you want to make in appointment setting, then you're gonna find a way to do it, because your brain is good at adapting. Your brain is gonna find a way to a solution, no matter what it is, no matter how big the problem is. But you just have to believe in it. There's an analogy that goes, there's a flea. Fleas have a 36-inch vertical, and they can jump, like if it's on this table right here, it's gonna jump 36 inches. But if you place a cup over the flea, what's gonna happen? It's gonna only jump to how high the cup is. And over time, if you leave the cup on it and you take the cup off the flea, it's only gonna jump as high as the cup was. Why? Because it was conditioned a certain way. It was only conditioned to jump at a certain height of the flea was confined in. And that's how limiting beliefs work. And that's a practical example. You have to not limit yourself. As I said, there is a cap. So when you want to make more money and you want to break past that cap, find different ways, different vehicles. Okay, if you're starting out and you're a beginner, get into appointment setting first, then get into high ticket sales, or start your own business, or get into 2 offers. But if you've been in this for a while, if you've been in appointment setting, okay, why don't you look at becoming a setter manager? Why don't you look at getting into high ticket sales? Why don't you start your own thing? Okay, if you want something that badly, your brain's gonna find a way to get it. Okay, so third thing is mindset. If you believe you're gonna make 1k a month, you can only make 1 to 2k a month in this field, then you're gonna make 1 to 2k a month, because your brain is just focused on that outcome. And all the actions that you've done up until that point has led you to where you are today. If you can believe you can make 5k plus a month, your brain's gonna do certain things, even subconsciously. Like, it's gonna find the right offer, it's gonna know what to say, it's gonna know what sort of trainings to do, it's gonna do its follow-up, it's gonna lead to that path of 5k plus a month. All right, so that's the third thing, is mindset. And the last thing I'd say that separates the 1k month setters to the 5k plus a month setters, the ones, listen, these numbers are just an analogy. These numbers are just a metaphor for average, decent, mediocre setters, even bad setters, people who are stuck and underperforming, to the top dogs in this game. So the difference between them and the top dogs, the last thing as well, and I hate to say it, but it's your offer. So offer does have a big part to play in this, because you can only make, and as I said earlier, it's kind of hypocritical because of the last point, but you can pretty much only make as much as the business, you can only do as well as the business is doing. So if the business that you're working for, the offer that you're on, is doing 70 to 100k months, then there's more than enough of the pie to go around. So 70 to 100k months, you can, even if you just make like 5-10% of that, you're doing well. But if you're working for a business that's, they're not doing as much in rev, their sales process is not very good, their close rate's not very good, their offer's not very good, they don't have enough lead flow, then you're pretty much confined, and you're only going to do as well as that business is doing at a fraction. Okay, because remember, this is, most of the setting jobs out there is commission basis, so you're only making a fraction of what they're going to be making. And this goes month to month. If they have a good month, you're going to get a piece of the pie. If they have a really bad month, you're also going to get the piece of the pie. So making sure you're on the right offers, and I have a playlist simply for how to land your first position. And you can have to also not only know how to find these good positions, you're also going to have to vet them out and suss them out, how to make sure they're not a scam offer. You're also going to have to land the interview and actually ace it. You're also going to have to, and even before that, you're going to learn how to actually get their attention in the first place. So I have videos on that. I have a whole playlist that goes about that, so go check it out. But long story short, the offer is super important. If you're on an offer and the OTE, the on-track earnings, or it just isn't possible to make how much you want to make on that offer, then go find another one. Maybe stack some cash in the beginning. If you're in the beginning stage and you don't have much experience, then fine, suck it up, eat some dirt for a couple months, get your experience, stack some cash, learn the game, and then move on to a better offer and work your way up. But you're only going to be doing as well as the business is doing. So if you want to make 5 to 10k months in appointment setting or in high ticket sales, whatever it is you're doing, get in a good offer. Okay, the 1 to 2k months are probably not going to be always your fault. It's just because of the offer that you're on, and even then that's your fault, because you're responsible for what offers that you get onto. Okay, everything's your fault. Anyway, those are the 4 things that I found that separated the mediocre setters, the ones who aren't making the money that they want to make in this game, to the top setters. they don't even have to worry about. Remember, appointment setting, you're making 5, 10K months, and you don't have to worry about service delivery. You don't have to worry about sales. You don't have to worry about bookkeeping, accounting, none of that. That's all in the business owner. This is just one skill that you get to master and perfect, and you're making sometimes even more money than full-fledged business owners would make, and they're way more stressed. They have to wear different hats, and you're just here mastering one skill. So there we go, guys. That's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Implement it, especially the first one, because it's super, super easy. You can choose to do it right now. Just reply to your messages that are sitting in your inbox, okay? Do that right now. Go through the playlist that I mentioned and implement the action that I take. This is the King of Sauce, and I'll see you in the next one.